going on a Disney cruise. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I feel like we have to talk about the who, what, when, where, why, how, all of those details. So we're going to get into that, but I did want to start with, we are going on a Disney cruise. If you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, the title, the ears. Speaking of the ears, I'm probably going to take these off. These were made by a friend, and I just think that they're wonderful, so I wanted to wear those for the announcement, but I don't do well with hair accessories, so we're just going to take those off for now. So as for the what, we'll start with the what. It is a Disney cruise, like I just said. It is going to be a 5-night itinerary on board the Disney Magic, and we are sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. And that's exciting because we haven't sailed out of Fort Lauderdale ever. We've most recently sailed on the Magic out of Miami, and Fort Lauderdale, or the port out of Fort Lauderdale, is called Port Everglades, and that is just north of Miami. So, you know, similar distance to, for us to drive Miami to, Fort Lauderdale is similar. So we'll still have to drive down. It's about 3.5 hours from us here where we live in Orlando, but we are really looking forward to experiencing this new port because I believe, and I saw this in a different vlog, the For Love of the Mouse just got off the Magic, and I've been watching their videos, but I believe the Fort Lauderdale port is now like a Disney or has a Disney terminal. So that's kind of exciting because up till now, I believe Port Canaveral was the only one to have the Mickey ear experience, and the Magic's not sailing out of Port Canaveral right now, so I'm excited. I am really thrilled to experience a different port and, maybe experience a little different sailing experience, because sometimes it feels like when the ship leaves Port Canaveral, it gets into those Florida Straits and it can be a little bumpy on the first night. So I'm curious to see what it's like on the first night sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. The where. This is, to me, one of the most exciting aspects of this trip. There's so many exciting aspects of this trip, but we'll talk about the where because I think it's one of the most unique things about this cruise. It is sailing to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. And not only once, we're going twice. So this is the Disney Vacation Club first wave to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point sailing. I'm really blessed and really excited to see what happens, but we are lucky enough to be Disney Vacation Club members. I believe this sailing is exclusive to Disney Vacation Club members. I do know that at least one person in every stateroom had to be paid for using Disney Vacation Club points. So I think it's going to add an interesting facet to the clientele on this cruise. I'm really curious what the experience is going to be like on board with all of the different guests, because sometimes depending on the length of sailing and the time of year sailing, it can be a very different clientele. Sometimes there's more kids and young families. Sometimes, like on a Panama Canal sailing, there are fewer kids and lots of, singles or older couples. So it's very interesting to see what this is going to be like, because this is sailing in June, and we'll get into the when. When you're watching this video, we are already home. So the sailing that we're on is from June 14th through the 19th of 2024. I don't like announcing cruises before they happen. If I can help it, I wait until after we get home to talk about it. So we're home, and we're going to be going into a bunch of cruise stuff coming up soon, but I'm really excited about this sailing and everything that's happening with it. Let's talk about the why. I mentioned that this is a Disney Vacation Club. I think it's a member exclusive, and you don't quote me on that, but I do believe that it is a Disney Vacation Club experience. So I think you either have to own or be able to rent Vacation Club points. And I don't know if you can rent Vacation Club points for a cruise. Anyway, we found this because it was on the homepage of the Disney Vacation Club website. Well over a year ago. We actually booked this in April of 2023. Funny story, we booked this when we were staying at the Contemporary using our DVC points last April. So it was a whole thing. We had to call and then basically put down a placeholder, and then they called us, and then we were able to make the transition of our DVC points and actually get the reservation. So it was an experience, and I won't go into that in this video, But we've had this on the books for a really long time, and I'm really excited about it because it does not go to Nassau, and we get what I'm calling a triple dip. So we get to go to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. We get to be one of the very first sailings to go. Then we go to Castaway Cay the very next day, which is my happy place. It is, if there was one place on this earth that I could go at any point in time, it would be Castaway Cay. I love that place. I'm not generally a beach girl. I am a Castaway Cay girl. I love it because it has everything you need. And so I'm really thrilled to see the Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point because it is like the 2.0 version. I'm just curious to see what have they done with the island, what's the experience going to be like, and get to experience a new Disney experience. So then after Castaway Cay, we go back to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. So we get to go to Lookout Cay twice, Castaway Cay once, and then we have a sea day to round out the cruise, which is my favorite way to end a cruise is on a sea day. It's always tough when you have a port, but it's really tough when you end the cruise with Castaway Cay because it's like you're going from the highest high. For me personally, Castaway Cay is the highest high, and then you get on the ship and you have your luggage tags on your bed, and now you have to pack everything, and it's like, hey, my swimsuit's still damp. I don't want to go home yet. So it's a little bit easier for me to end the cruise with a sea day because it feels like I get to spend all day on the ship. But to me, this is the ideal itinerary, and I'm so thankful, blessed, grateful that we get to go. And honestly, it feels surreal. It doesn't feel like it's happening, but 1 week from the day that I'm filming this, we're getting on the ship. And oh, I'm so excited. The how, because I do want to talk about this. And as excited as I am, as grateful as I am, as blessed as we are, this is a very expensive itinerary. And it's evidenced by a couple of different things. So you have to own DVC points. That's a huge, cost. It's a very large expense, and the number of points that you had to use to be on this cruise, and we used points for the whole sailing, so everybody in the stateroom, and it was a lot. And we're going to be sailing in a ocean view stateroom, so we don't have a veranda. It's not the large stateroom that will sleep 5. It's only the regular stateroom with the porthole. We're trying to sail on a budget, but the number of points we had to borrow from the next use year, so it's an expensive sailing. We are only able to afford going on this sailing because we own DVC and because we bought it so many years ago. I think we bought this almost 10 years ago. Well, that's kind of cool. How interesting. I didn't even think of that, but it's not something that I generally want to talk about. Cost and expenses, kind of difficult to talk about. But I do want to mention, again, I'm very grateful that we get to go, but it is a very expensive itinerary. And, we actually called about a week ago to see what it would be for us to upgrade the stateroom. The ship is not sold out yet. The sailing's not sold out. So that's kind of interesting that it's not a full sailing. I was sure that the sailing would sell out, but it hasn't. But we called to see what it would be, how much it would cost us to upgrade the room to deluxe family ocean view stateroom, so the one with the veranda and the one that sleeps 5 with the Murphy bed, just because it would be more comfortable for our traveling party, which I'll get to. But on top of what we already paid, and we already used a bunch of points, and we're borrowing from the next use year. On top of all of that, it would cost us $3,000 or so many hundred points, and I don't have those notes in front of me, they're in a notebook downstairs, but I do remember the 3,000 something number and thinking that's the price of a cruise. We already have a stateroom and they want me to pay basically for another stateroom. So no, we're not doing that. We are going to sail in the room that we have. We will be fine. And who is the we that I keep mentioning? Because I keep saying we and I haven't defined that we yet. So the we starts with me. Okay, I'm going. Also, my mom, Sara, I would hope that you would know that she's going. She's the reason that we have everything that we have, and she deserves to go on all these trips, and she's been working her tail off, so I'm so grateful that she gets to go. She's gonna get the time off. My sister Emma is gonna go, and my best friend Sarah is gonna get to go. So it's gonna be 4 of us, 4 adults, sailing in one stateroom. We will see how that goes, but like I said, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's only 5 nights. We only sleep and keep our pants in the room. It's gonna be fine. So, as for content, I have done a lot of planning and made a lot of lists. I have a lot of videos I want to come from this series. So we're gonna do like a packing video, pack and prep, and I will go more into the preparation for the cruise if you're interested in that. Things that I'm gonna pack that I would not pack on another vacation. That'll be in the pack and prep video, which will be coming next. We're gonna do daily vlogs every day, like we always do. I wanna do a merchandise tour because I'm always interested in like what is there for me to purchase when I get there and how much does it cost, because I'm curious, how much do I need to budget? Like if I see something that I like, how much is it, so I can know that I need to take that much money. You know what I mean? So I want to do that. I do know that one of our sailing party has a very special experience booked. So I'm really curious to see how that goes. And at the very end of the series, we will do a review. And since we are all chit-chattery females, it may be a little bit of a longer series, but I hope you don't mind. Anyway, I'm really excited about this trip. I am so thankful that it's happening and, you know, could not be more excited, I don't think. And it's finally hit me in the last couple of weeks because for a while it kind of felt surreal. We've had it planned for so long. And then, you know, we did the online check-in and everything. But now it's actually happening. It's happening so soon. And oh my gosh, I can't wait. So going back to the content that's coming, I am planning at this point in time, I'm planning on sticking to my regular upload schedule. So thinking Monday, Thursday, Sunday, this should give me time to edit the videos and keep up with everything. I don't want to abandon the series halfway through. That has happened before, but I'm gonna try to just stick with my regular upload schedule, so it may drag out a little bit. And if I get to the point where I'm bored with this series going up, I will just put up the rest of the videos so you won't have to wait any longer. But I am thrilled. Can you tell that I'm excited? I am so excited, and I haven't even finished my coffee yet this morning. So you know that this is pure. This is really genuinely needed, and I'm so excited. So, okay, I'm done. We've talked for a while. Disney cruise happening, cruise videos coming immediately after this. So the next video that you see will be the pack and prep, and then we will start our actual travel videos. So yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that you enjoy this series, and I will see you real soon. Bye.